Vroom, vroom. Come on!
Yes! Ich bin Matilda! That go... Ooh, what you got? Oh, I guess I'm driving in style when I leave here. Yay!
Here at Victory in the Valley, triple threat action with a #1 contender shot at the VCW heavyweight title on the line. Pastor CeeLo in one corner, Colton Quinn in another, and then Jayce Karr here, front and center. Revving things up. Hopefully he won't run out of the building like last time. Oh! Double super kick there by Colton, and Pastor CeeLo taking Jayce Karr all the way out onto the floor.
I think race car Jayce Karr just ran to a roadblock.
And here we go. Pastor CeeLo, Colton Quinn going to get it done. Colton Quinn coming into this matchup with great momentum, with a possible #1 contendership at stake. He already has a pinfall victory over the champion, Pretty Patrick Hayes. I would argue, Jim, that was one of the most shocking moments we've seen in Victory Championship Wrestling.
There have been some shocking moments in VCW that has to rank up to the top of the list. Colton Quinn could be reaching a career peak in his young tenure in the wrestling business, trying to build on that momentum and make the most of it. You got to give him credit for that.
CeeLo, side headlock now on Quinn. CeeLo, I think one of the other fastest rising competitors in Victory Championship Wrestling.
You know, Eamon, I'm not a religious man, but Pastor CeeLo even makes me believe in the Holy Spirit.
Well, we need that in this world.
I hear you, brother. Colton Quinn back up to a vertical base, trying to extricate himself here with the top wrist lock.
Quinn, so great technically in that ring for such a young age and such a young time in professional wrestling.
Yeah, just in his early 20s. I really believe that as much potential as we've seen from Colton Quinn, his best years are certainly still ahead of him.
CeeLo able to get the shoulder up. Quinn right back in. CeeLo with the leg sweep. And a stalemate between these two.
Did race car Jayce Karr get pulled over outside the ring? What the hell happened?
Got caught for speeding, maybe. But now, CeeLo, drop toe hold, nicely done. Come through, drop kick. The explosiveness that CeeLo gets in that drop kick is always so impressive.
Absolutely, very, very dynamic, able to generate a lot of momentum in such a short space to maximize the impact.
Quinn now rolling back into the ring, not taking a breather, getting back into the action. CeeLo now, plants Quinn right in the center of the ring. Gonna crawl right into a couple. Wait, there's Jayce Karr.
Very opportunistic. He swerved right in there to exploit the advantage.
And now wiping Colton Quinn out onto the floor so he can work down even further on Pastor CeeLo. I mean, last time we saw Jayce Karr in a VCW ring, he was zooming out of here, willing to take a count-out victory over the Beastman. But Karr, I can't imagine doing it this time around. I mean, the Beastman is fearsome, but the VCW Heavyweight Championship is the richest prize in this company, and a title shot would mean so much to any competitor.
Yeah, Jayce Karr would really put his career on the map if he puts himself in the championship conversation. Nice one, floats over.
Again, only two. This is the most focused I would say I've seen Jayce Karr in a good bit.
Really putting that spark, lighting a fire under Jayce Karr.
And now Karr, but Colton Quinn now back in the ring. That's what you got to realize in these triple threat matchups. You may have someone disposed for a period of time, but you got to keep your eyes in the back of your head. Whipping Colton off. Big drop kick. Quinn, such an explosive competitor, but seems to have taken quite a beating. Goes charging, and gets a face full of turnbuckle for his trouble.
And look at how aggressive, look at the look on the face of race car Jayce Karr.
Karr again in the center of the ring, controlling the track of things, as you can say.
Yeah, everything go according to plan, step for step, taking the roadmap to victory here.
Quinn breaks free. Clothesline goes right over Jayce Karr, but not able to take him down. Smart move of Colton. The way, I've never seen someone follow through with that clothesline like that, but trying to get any bit of damage you can on Karr. Now he's able to take Karr down. Big back elbow. Insecurity right to the back of the head.
Wrapped the leg upside the head of Karr, and this could be Colton Quinn's golden opportunity, but in comes CeeLo.
Oh, nice running one-legged drop kick. Wipes Colton Quinn out.
CeeLo was like a missile right there.
Karr now back in. Oh, drills him headfirst into the mat. But now, not sure if he's going to go for a cover. I think he sees Colton Quinn coming. Big flatliner.
He planted Jayce Karr.
And that is it.
Number 1 contender,
And
Colton Quinn.
And we already know Colton Quinn can beat Patrick Hayes. He's done it before. Question is, can he do it again? Colton Quinn, your winner, and Patrick Hayes better be ready.
My name's Mercer, and I came here to change my fate here. I've been months of losing matches unfairly, but now I face the formidable Izzy Lambert. And tonight, everything changes.
Izzy and my good friend Cherry here. We're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to freaking destroy!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of VCW Finish Line. I'm Eamon Payton alongside Jim LaMotta. We have a great night of action in store. The VCW Heavyweight Champion Patrick Hayes, you'll see later tonight. You'll see our first brass knuckles qualifying matchup. Keith Haught versus Marcus Triss, but we are starting things off with 2 debuts here on Finish Line of some of VCW's best in Zeke Mercer and Izzy Lambert.
Mercer almost got this one over with rather quickly, but Izzy Lambert, as eccentric as he is, and he just buried that colorful cranium right in the jaw of Zeke Mercer.
That massive headbutt. Izzy Lambert always living by the edge of sanity. You know, unpredictable to say the least, and Zeke Mercer has to be prepared for that big elbow drop by Lambert into the cover in only 2.
We saw in recent months, Izzy Lambert overcame that rivalry with Nathan Ulrich, and I believe is even tougher coming out on the other side of that, and he's laying the leather down with those shots to the chest of Mercer. Yeah, they crumbled in the corner right there.
Very debilitating shot by Izzy Lambert, but no mercy. Zeke Mercer, one of the biggest hearts in all of Victory Championship Wrestling, toughest competitor to come. Only 2 there.
That back press did not distribute the weight on the shoulders evenly that time, Eamon, and allowed Mercer to get that shoulder up.
Such a great point, Jim. Mercer fighting up from underneath. Lambert going to use his strength to his advantage. These 2 men have been on the edge of championship gold here in Victory Championship Wrestling, but never able to seal the deal. And Finish Line is a great place in which to truly rise up the ranks here in Victory Championship Wrestling, and these 2 have their eye on that here tonight.
No doubt about it.
Izzy Lambert going to get a running start, come charging. Oh, Mercer able to move out of the way and sent Izzy crashing into the turnbuckles.
In many ways, Mercer's a young ring general, and he's showing that here, knew where he was at all times, and knew how to maximize the offensive assault on Izzy Lambert.
Explosive offense from Mercer. Izzy Lambert reeling. Oh, catches Mercer there. Big Uranage sits out with it. Cover. No!
And you can see the surprise and, dare I say, shock on the face of Lambert.
But when Lambert gets put into a position like this where those wheels start spiraling in his brain, you don't know what he's going to do. Finish the job here. Could he be looking for that twisted Easter? got the leg hook. If he can spin Mercer out. No, Mercer instead spinning out.
Down there.
Schoolboy.
Shoulders down.
And he gets it! Zeke Mercer finding his opening, having Izzy Lambert scouted, and Mercer picking up the victory here.
Izzy Lambert was prepared and double tough, but it takes just 3 seconds, and we saw a prime example of that right there.
Zeke Mercer, your winner tonight. More action to come here on Finish Line. Don't go anywhere.
Bearcat Haught here at VCW. I'm ready to throw some chops, throw some hands, bite some butts. Meow, that's right. Meow, 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 meow.
This is everyone's favorite wrestler, the VCW heavyweight champion, Patrick Hayes. Tune in every week to see Patrick Hayes proclaim victory.
What a main event we have for this inaugural episode of Finish Line. Non-title action, but great things at stake here for the Bearcat Haught as he goes head-to-head with the VCW heavyweight champion, Pretty Patrick Hayes.
Well, certainly opportunity at stake, because if the Bearcat, if they can secure a victory here, they will certainly put themselves in line for a title shot. And as you said, the inaugural edition of Finish Line, the very first main event in the history of Finish Line. This one will come for the record books, one we're always going to remember as we're seeing these two very evenly matched with this color elbow tie-up. In this exchange, the Bearcat getting the better of the champion.
Bearcat Haught, the strength of a bear, the agility of a cat, has many could say the full package here in Victory Championship Wrestling. But going against someone like Pretty Patrick Hayes, you know, in the just a little plus 2-year history of Victory Championship Wrestling from the very beginning, Patrick Hayes had one goal: stand atop the mountain of VCW, be the king of victory. And he has done that now. It was a long journey, but now as VCW heavyweight champion, you think Patrick Hayes was bad before? You thought he was a menace to this company before? Just wait.
Roman knuckle lock here. You see the human chess match coming into play as both competitors tried to get low there. Hayes getting the better of it here, but we know that the Bearcat, they thrive on momentum.
Oh!
And they're going to dine on the digits of the champion.
That animal instinct of Bearcat Haught. Rapid fire shots, tries for an elbow. Oh, and Patrick Hayes.
Hayes ran right through the Bearcat that time.
It's rare on occasion in Victory Championship Wrestling where Patrick Hayes is either matched or maybe a little matched in the size department against his opponent.
And this is the nasty nature of the champion. And as you said in the introduction here, even by hook or by crook, that man right there is the VCW heavyweight champion. And Hayes will not back up even 1 inch or relinquish that status without a hell of a fight.
Ooh, just raking the boot right across the face of Haught. Haught had, you know, while this is a non-title match, Haught has had his taste at VCW championship opportunities in the past. I think back to the title match against Remy LeVay. Oh, but Patrick Hayes, just an extra level of vicious here.
And they got absolutely sandwiched in the corner that time.
Gonna return the favor now. Haught, those bear paws laying in the chops. And now they have the opportunity to shift the momentum in this matchup. Irish whip into the corner. Big clothesline.
Collision. Well said, Eamon.
Snapmare takedown. And now thinking something big, looking to squish. Pretty Patrick Hayes does it with the clothesline, hook to the leg.
Diving lariat. And the way that Keith can move their weight around is really what makes them such a unique athlete, because it's such a unique paradox to try to solve.
Oh, wait a second. Haught known to take all that weight and slam it into their opponent's abdomen, but Patrick Hayes able to scout the Bearcat. Oh, and look at the power there! Brainbuster by Patrick Hayes!
Good night.
The will, the strength of pretty Patrick Hayes, able to lift the Bearcat, drill them down with that brainbuster, and Patrick Hayes, your victor here on this inaugural edition of VCW Finish Line. What a night, what a first night of action. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. For myself, Eamon Payton, and for Jim LaMotta, we'll see you next week here at Finish Line.
I'm Toddy Tondera. I'm with Victory Championship Wrestling, VCW. And from the darkest parts of West Virginia, I'm here with Beastman. Ahead of his big matchup today, Beastman, do you have any words for our audience?
Who's the husk? Who's the husk? Who's the husk?
I gotta get out of here.
Who's the fucker? Who's the husk?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of VCW Finish Line. I'm Eamon Payton, alongside Jim LaMotta. And Jim, we are starting things off hot with a long-awaited debut here on Finish Line in the Beastman.
We're seeing the debut of the Beastman. We may be seeing the end of Lumberjack Larson because he is being absolutely mauled by this monster.
The Beast of deepest, darkest West Virginia. One of the most fearsome athletes in Victory Championship Wrestling, but also one of the most popular.
He could be snacking on the carcass of Larson, before the end of this matchup.
You know, when Larson's chopping down those trees and those mountaintops, I don't think Larson has ever encountered somebody like the Beastman.
Yeah, he may have fought his way out of grizzly bears, polar bears, but he damn sure hasn't fought off a Beastman.
Lumberjack Larson is no small individual, but being swatted down into the mat by the Beastman, former VCW heavyweight champion. And I envy any man that has to stand across the ring from this killer. Catches Larson! And that will seal the deal for the Beastman.
Clean the Lumberjack up with a sponge. Game over.
An impressive debut for the Beastman here on VCW Finish Line. But we have so much more great action coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Wait, Beastman. Oh, gnawing on his little prize. A little treat for his victory. More action to come here on VCW Finish Line. Don't go anywhere.
Tonight, the amateur wrestler Reese Hayes learns what it's like to go against the gavel David Lawless Esquire, the greatest attorney and professional wrestler in the world. You're welcome, morons.
Lawless, always full of confidence, maybe that's to put it nicely. And Reese Hayes, full of, potential, is someone who, has only a few years in the wrestling business, but has had VCW's eyes on him for quite some time, Jim.
Absolutely, the gavel, David Lawless and Reese on two ends of the spectrum in terms of their experience levels. But as you can see right here, Reese Hayes in an amateur background.
Small package.
Had those shoulders down.
Oh, but take a little too long getting up, and David Lawless taking advantage just like the gavel is to do. Oh, clothesline ducked by Reese Hayes. Nice explosive fire there.
Reese using that lower center of gravity to generate a lot of force, a lot of momentum. Going to press forward here, going to shoot the gavel in.
Nice Irish whip reversal there by Lawless.
The gavel always resourceful.
Big back elbow. Lawless, you got to imagine, he's going to have a power advantage in this matchup, so Reese has to be quick, has to be agile.
Shoulders down one more time. But we know that Gavel is resourceful. And to your point, Eamon, Reese is going to have to try to stick and move. You don't want to be boxed in with someone like the Gavel.
We have a great bit of action still to come here on Finish Line, including our main event, the VCW Heavyweight Champion, Pretty Patrick Hayes, going head-to-head with Bearcat Haught. And now Hayes, able to drop David Lawless onto the second rope.
Nice leverage maneuver, comes through with the kick, and Reese looking to pull an upset here.
This would be quite the upset here for Reese. Oh, and Lawless using the environment to his advantage.
A true ring general is the Gavel. Love him or hate him, he knows where he's at in all times. A true pro.
Lawless now. Nice neck breaker. Snapping the neck of Reese Hayes down hard into the mat.
Immediately exploiting the ring positioning. Follow up, nice vertical leap to drop the leg for more impact, more momentum. Back press. Again, using his height and weight advantage in that exchange.
Getting all the pressure he possibly can down on those shoulders.
Making it that much more difficult for Reese to kick out.
And you know, Lawless really enjoys punishing anyone beneath him, anyone that he considers of a lower status, both in wrestling and just in life. Oh, but Hayes is not going to let him get the better. Nice! Blockbuster style neck breaker there by Reese Hayes.
Created the space and made the Gavel pay for it. We're in a virtual stalemate here, Eamon.
Hayes knows the opportunity here on the inaugural episode to make a name for themselves. Series of clotheslines. It's got Lawless reeling here. There's a reversal there by Lawless. Hayes!
Nice distance being put to use by Reese.
And no way is he able to muscle over Lawless. This could be it.
Almost.
Everything right there for Reese Hayes.
Saito suplex almost got the 3 count, but again, Hayes is going to go to what he knows best, that amateur background with the waist lock, and they try to control the posturing of the Gavel, who powers his way out.
Hayes now going into the ropes, able to break Lawless's grasp. Another drop toe hold. Going to try to go to the well again with that kick. Hits it. Second time might be the charm.
Could be going for the home run swing here on the finish line.
Lawless got the better of him, but now on the top rope. Oh no! Big cutter there by David Lawless.
Man, just one slip and Lawless made him pay.
And that might be it. Cover.
Good night.
David Lawless, the Gavel, picks up the victory. Reese Hayes putting up quite the fight, but just not enough.
Ultra competition, but you have to give it to the Gavel here this week on Finish Line.
Back here on VCW Finish Line in our first bit of tag team action here on Finish Line. And what a better way to have our first tag team matchup than with the tag team champions, Gavin Jacobs and Garrett Lee, the Wayward Sons.
I'm Toddy Tondera with the VCW Tag Team Champions, the Wayward Sons. And from what I understand, they have something to say ahead of their big matchup. What's on your mind?
What I see is that we're VCW Tag Team Champions. We're just here to kick ass.
And now going to square off here with Garrett Lee. Recent victory by the Wayward Sons, capturing the VCW Tag Team Championships against the Origin. I don't think I've heard the VCW fans as excited as they were when Gavin and Garrett were able to pull out that victory. Wait, Clayton King making the tag here. I don't know what Clayton King has in mind here. They're going to now just leave Terry out to dry here. Oh, Gavin Jacobs with a hold! Beeling Terry back into the ring.
Clayton King didn't want anything to do with Gavin, but I don't think Gavin cares who he gets to beat up.
Duck under by Terry. Oh, gonna try to take the big man over. Oh no! Terry, just a splat on the mat here with that power bomb, and now Garrett Lee, top turnbuckle, mid senton.
The Wayward Sons have made a statement.
Thanks for coming, Terry. This is the Wayward Sons night. A big victory on their debut here on Finish Line. Your VCW Tag Team Champion standing tall.
Mine is calling, yes!
We are back on Finish Line with singles action, and not just singles action, but our first Brass Knuckles qualifying matchup.
Pastor CeeLo, the Brass Knuckles Championship is coming home with the Mad Dog.
Will be one of 3 competitors looking to become the first ever VCW Brass Knuckles champion.
Certainly a lot at stake here.
Ooh. Nice enziguri attack there by Pastor CeeLo.
We've seen how much momentum the Pastor has had. If you really want to build upon that, this is the way to do it. Qualify for that championship opportunity.
And being quick and fast here, not letting up on Mad Dog Myers is exactly the strategy that Pastor CeeLo needs to implement, because Mad Dog Myers is a fearsome competitor in that ring. Many would argue the biggest big man of Victory Championship Wrestling.
2 feet firmly in the chest, send the Mad Dog down to the canvas. Can Pastor CeeLo follow up here?
Looking for snap suplex. Myers able to fight. There's that unrelenting power.
That's how you jar the spine.
Mad Dog Myers, in many ways the mercenary, the attack dog for the Origin. And ever since Remy LeVay added Myers into the fold, they've been damn near unstoppable.
The eyes of Mad Dog Myers tell a hell of a story, Eamon, I'll tell you that.
I mean, this is a man who for a long period in Victory Championship Wrestling was taking apart, picking apart the biggest competitors, issuing that big man challenge. Ooh, ooh.
And he just lariated the good pastor out of his shoes.
That could be a knockout shot right there. But no, CeeLo still having the spirit flowing through him, able to manage a kick out there, but Myers staying right on top, driving his claws right into the neck of Pastor CeeLo.
And this is the nasty nature of the Mad Dog, using that nerve hold.
I gotta think that Myers, you know, with Remy LeVay being a former VCW heavyweight champion, the Origin, Christian Noir, Malachi Gage also holding the tag titles, Mad Dog Myers wants to hold of his own, and that Brass Knuckles title seems right up his alley.
You know, I've talked about it before, Eamon, so have you, that Mad Dog Myers has really reached a whole new level here in VCW as he's trying to rearrange the facial features of the good pastor.
Trying to do some rookie dentist work, you could say, trying to pry something out of the mouth of Pastor CeeLo, but at the end of the day, it is just to be vicious, it is just to be nasty, it is just to inflict punishment.
And part of, you know, we've talked about him becoming such a well-rounded competitor by hook or by crook. If he wants to really cement that status, winning that Brass Knuckles Championship is a way to do that, but you have to qualify for the matchup, and that's what we're going to determine here before we go off the air.
CeeLo fighting back the best he can from a precarious predicament on the turnbuckles, but now with a hold of Myers, plants him with a DDT.
And this could be the pastor's chance. CeeLo may have just one opportunity to resurge against the Mad Dog here.
As Myers reeling on the ropes, and now looking to capitalize, possibly Irish whip to send Myers off. Myers, oh God!
Ducked his head and paid for it.
And wow, with a whole waist lock, German suplex.
You saw CeeLo's head snap back on impact. He's on Dream Street.
Oh, Myers, yeah, looking to finish the job. Gonna read Pastor CeeLo is right with that pile driver.
And just spiked CeeLo.
And that is it. Mad Dog Myers, the first competitor to qualify. Who else will join him at Victory in the Valley? Could Mad Dog Myers make history as the first ever VCW Brass Knuckles champion? We'll have to wait and see. There's more action to come here on VCW Finish Line. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Toddy Tondera. I'm with the sweet and sassy son of the Independence, Marcus Twist. Marcus, you usually got a big body behind you. Where's your friend?
That's right, Toddy. I'm one half of Saturday Night Special. Baddest Daddies at Applebee's, and it just so happens that DD Vice isn't here. He has kind of a bad track record with assaulting people at Applebee's. He gets a little fired up after all those Dollaritas, but I'm still here. And I want to make sure that no one forgets that even though I might be by myself, Saturday Night Special is still an undefeated tag team in VCW. We're still a huge threat to the rest of the roster. And I myself, I came here just to make sure that everyone knows that I can still wrestle alone.
Oh, it's the Bearcat.
I think that's enough talk, Mr. Twist. I'm looking for a little fight next week.
You say what? You just crawled out of your litter box, come over here, and try to bully Marcus Twist while he's cutting his promo? What's the deal?
It seemed like the perfect time to issue a challenge. If you're not a scaredy cat, maybe you'll see me in the ring next week. What do you say?
Not only am I ready for you, but I'm ready for you.
We have a date! Meow, that's right! See you soon, baby! See you soon!
Hated to be in the middle of that. Any final words?
That's, isn't there like a pound he should be in, or?
Yeah, we could get them there. You're right.
Call animal control, maybe?
Back to the ring.
Jayce Carr, race car. Vroom, vroom.
That's right, Felix Koss is back in VCW. With my first singles match, I'm very excited to prove to Jayce Carr it's not about the size of your car in the ring, because that doesn't make sense. It's all about the size of your kielbasa. And when it comes to Jayce Carr's kielbasa, he's still playing with Hot Wheels.
Get ready for next week as well. We found out earlier tonight, Bearcat Keith Haught going head-to-head with Marcus Twist of Saturday Night Special. You are going to not want to miss that just 1 week from tonight. That's Felix Koss with the side headlock here working down on Jayce Carr.
We've seen some wild action the past few weeks here on YouTube, Eamon, but I'm going to tell you what, this right here may be the wildest action we've seen yet.
Ooh, big shoulder tackle, but not able to phase Felix Koss. Quite the unique individual, to say the least, with his accordion. Always not behind, but nice takeover there.
Koss is eccentric, energetic, and effective. He just planted the boot right in the mush of Jayce Carr.
And the way he was able to extend his leg there to get all the force he can on that boot. Felix, a very impressive competitor in that ring. And now, ooh, gonna take Jayce on a bit of a ride from turnbuckle to turnbuckle.
You think Jayce paid for that haircut?
If he did, might want a refund. Wait. Bit of a race here. Speeding down the tracks is Jayce Carr. Oh, and Felix Koss able to catch behind.
Well, we are on finish line, Eamon.
Well, he did get to the, yes, he finished first. Fine. I don't think those, pinfall submission, count out, disqualification. Those are the rules that I know in a professional wrestling ring. Jayce Carr is going to have to try something else to come out of tonight's main event with a victory.
Well, regardless of how he got there, he's in firm control in this matchup, that's for sure.
Jayce now going to take Felix to the other side of the ring now and just drive that knee into Felix Koss.
Jayce has a size advantage, and he really knows how to put to use when he's inside those ring ropes.
Definitely from what we saw in the early going with Felix. Ooh! You're going to have to try to ground him. You're going to have to try to deplete that stamina that seems to be in full effect in Felix Koss. Irish reversal sends Jayce into the turnbuckle. Oh, nice evasion there by Jayce Carr.
That's what I'm talking about. Carr is so resourceful.
but no water in the pool. Felix Qunn having Jayce Carr scouted there. Big clothesline. Felix falls in with another. You could tell, feeling that momentum coursing through his veins. Carr tries for a shot to the guy. Felix able to catch the boot. What could he be thinking here?
Look out.
Oh, now gonna swing Jayce Carr.
I think we're all a little dizzy after that one, Eamon.
Not since he's been doing donuts in the parking lot has Jayce Carr been that dizzy, I gotta imagine. Felix, has Jayce Carr by the arm. He's gonna snatch him up. What could he be thinking here?
This takes breakdancing to a completely different level. Look out.
Carr
chopping him down.
Tried for he tried for that stop. That's what put away Pastor CeeLo last week. And now Felix planting Jayce Carr into the mat.
What impact.
And a victory by Felix Qunn. Quite the impressive showing in his debut and finish line. And you got to imagine Felix Qunn has to have the eye of VCW management with a victory like that. Congrats to Felix Qunn, and what a great night of action here on Finish Line. For myself, Eamon Payton, and for Jim LaMotta, we'll see you next week on Finish Line.
About. You know what this is all about. Came here to do work. Work's about to get done. Oh yeah. And Applebee's, baby.
Singles action here on Finish Line. A matchup that Bearcat Keith Haught issued last week on our programming, issuing the challenge to Marcus Twist, one half of Saturday Night Special, the sweet and sassy son of the Independents, making his Finish Line debut.
Marcus Twist, a very nefarious individual by reputation, but at the same time, he can get it done inside those ring ropes, and that is what the Bearcats finding out right now.
Anyone who knows Marcus Twist or DD Vice of Saturday Night Special know that they have one goal in mind: get the victory, get to the pay window, and take those spoils over to Applebee's for some 2 for $20.
And by hook or by crook, there's no shortcut that Marcus Twist won't take as he shoots the Bearcat off here. Lowered the boom that time.
And Keith Haught issuing the challenge, as I mentioned. Oh wait, you know, Marcus Twist and DD Vice, I think, have been the most fearsome duo of all in Victory Championship Wrestling. Long streak undefeated in tag team competition in Saturday Night Special. Marcus Twist, you know, very tough in that ring, has that built-in reputation from his travels.
Very gritty is Marcus Twist.
And so a win here by Keith Haught would be a massive victory under the Bearcats' cap.
Well, certainly the Bearcat looking to establish themselves as a formidable and continuous force in Victory Championship Wrestling. And victories, no pun intended, are the way that you do that.
But Bearcat egging on Marcus Twist with the chops in the corner, soaking them up, and but luring Marcus Twist in to gnaw on his opponent, and now going to drill Marcus Twist. Keith Haught, we always said in competition not to be underestimated. Charging, Marcus Twist. I don't know if that was an elbow or a forearm shot, but it rocked Keith Haught enough. And a version of a Russian leg sweep into the turnbuckle, very innovative.
We know that Marcus Twist can do those fisticuffs.
And just able to get the shoulder up there with Keith Haught.
But Keith is one of the most resilient athletes anywhere in independent wrestling.
The meow chants for the Bearcat. They feed off of that love and ovation from the audience. Any chance they get, Marcus Twist, sunset flip over. Can he get the massive Bearcat into a pinning combination? Oh, no!
I think Marcus Twist is going to lose his lunch.
He's going to lose something here, but if Bearcat Haught can capitalize and get a cover.
That Applebee's you mentioned is going to be all over the canvas. That's where it's going to end up.
Ooh. Repeated shots. Winding it up. It has Marcus Twist reeling. Drops him with an elbow drop. The question is, can Keith capitalize? Clothesline takedown.
Bearcat like a bowling ball here.
Oh, and a massive senton. Cover, this could be it.
All the air out of Twist. I don't know how Marcus Twist kicked out. Hate him or hate him, you got to give Twist the credit that time.
And as you said, hate him or hate him, there's no other option really with Marcus Twist. Oh, wait. The hold of our official, Marcus Twist! Out of the referee's purview, going low, the Bearcat and a famouser. Hook of the leg. And Marcus Twist steals a victory.
Marcus Twist has made a very definitive statement here on Finish Line.
Keith Haught issuing the challenge, but may have regretted it. Marcus Twist, your victor in this matchup. Still a lot of great action to come on Finish Line. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us.
Well, hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And, you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
In the backstage area here, I'm Toddy Tondera with VCW champion Patrick Hayes. And Patrick has a message from what I understand.
That's right. The message is for all the pieces of trash in the back. Victory Championship Wrestling has one champion, one heavyweight champion, one number one face of the company. And you're looking at it. Patrick Hayes will always, at the end of the night, proclaim victory. Who's this?
What? You like to talk, huh?
I guess Colton Quinn's going to be joining us.
Who? Who are you? Hold on, let me give me this microphone. I know you're new here, kid. Go find someone, Precious. You'll find your journey one day. Just like you, Colton Quinn, of all people to interrupt me on my promo time. Colton Quinn, I have forgotten more about this business than you will ever know. I feel like you and, by the smell of this building, I feel like you and Izzy Lambert have been having some high times, if you know what I'm talking about, because you must be pretty messed up to get in my face. You want some of me? Is that what you do?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. Say it in the microphone. Be in the ring. Meet me in the ring. I'll do it right now. Let's go right now. Right now. Really? Right now. I'm not even dressed. Right now. I'm not even dressed. Let's go.
Heyman, are we on here? What?
I guess an impromptu challenge here by the VCW heavyweight champion, Patrick Hayes. And we got a referee out here. Patrick Hayes not even in his ring gear. But Colton Quinn. Oh, come on. Patrick Hayes getting the jump here on Colton Quinn. Colton Quinn, you know, a young up-and-coming competitor, as we mentioned here in Victory Championship Wrestling. You know, stepping to Patrick Hayes, wanting the challenge, but Patrick Hayes with that defiant slap. Just absolute disrespect from the VCW heavyweight champion.
You don't know how incensed Patrick Hayes is in street clothes, but he could be shown up here by Colton Quinn.
Colton Quinn plants Patrick Hayes face first in the mat, and Patrick Hayes is on Dream Street here. Colton Quinn, cross body block,
The
cover!
biggest win of Colton's career!
No way! Colton Quinn! Colton Quinn just beat the VCW heavyweight champion!
The bell has rung, it was official.
That might be the biggest upset in the history of Victory Championship Wrestling. Colton Quinn just pinned Patrick Hayes.
Hayes looks like he's near tears, Eamon. He's clutching that championship.
And could Colton Quinn, with that victory, not have Patrick Hayes clutching that championship for long? Ladies and gentlemen, that was VCW Finish Line. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Here at VCW, we're all about a good time. We're here with our resident kielbasa mayhem, Felix Cause, for a special message for Allie Hatcher.
That's right, this is a message and a song I need everybody to sing along at home. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, David Lawless?
Excuse me. I hate to do this, but I've been sent here by Paul McCartney's lawyer to tell you that officially you don't have the rights to perform this song on that accordion. So, Miss Hatcher, I apologize. Your birthday is canceled.
Well, hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And, you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Yeah! Let's go, Sword! Satan's favorite saint up in here, VCW!
There's no one better, baby.
We're back here with singles action as we get ready for VCW finish line. Gianni and Enrico looking to unrobe here before squaring off with Brandon St. James. This should be a classic.
Oh yes, Fourth Line is here at VCW. I am here to call upon the power of Satan himself. I am here to do heavy riffs, open ice hits, stage dives, and heavy lines. You know what it is. Brandon St. James, KC Warr, the Fourth Line, here to make a name for ourselves.
St. James, you don't turn your back on Emricko. You just can't do it. And immediately right out of the box, St. James going to find himself at a definitive disadvantage.
Enrico, we've seen in past in VCW, aligned closely with the gavel David Lawless, and those underhanded tactics, I gotta think is a lot of that David Lawless influence. He's now gonna whip Brandon St. James off into the ropes, but keep an eye on Brandon.
Of sorts here.
And also KC Warr at ringside, rooting on his tag team partner Brandon St. James, part of the Fourth Line. Oh!
Man!
Speaking of lines, that clothesline by Gianni Emricko.
St. James better be checking his teeth.
And now right into the cover, hook of the leg.
And Eamon, I'm going to tell you what, right there, that is why so many around the Pittsburgh area and throughout the tri-state area have talked about Gianni Michael Enrico, because one shot changed the complexion of this matchup completely.
Enrico going to take full advantage of our referee's count. And, you know, that kind of clothesline would knock down a normal man and put him out, but Brandon St. James is known as a fighter. He's a scrappy individual. He's been taking it to time and time again in his career and always comes back up fighting. So Gianni, you know, as much as he's in the driver's seat right now, cannot underestimate Brandon St. James.
Yeah, St. James is known for his grit and his double toughness. He's not going to give up. Man, is he in for a test here as he collapses in the corner after his body just ricocheted off the buckles.
Enrico soaking in the adulation or lack thereof. Either way, Enrico in full control here of Brandon St. James. Now look at the Irish whip. Brandon hard into the buckle, and the way that Brandon St. James is collapsing there on the mat. You can tell a lot of pain, a lot of anguish running through the body of Brandon St. James here. And off in the buckle. Oh! What a burst of energy!
And there's the resiliency we talked about. We're going to see how much St. James has left in the tank. Can he follow up?
Brandon trying to get some energy within him. KC Warr trying to rally his partner up to his feet, and he is going to come charging. Big clothesline, a little bit of retribution. Follows it with another.
St. James lowering the boom here. The complexion of this matchup changing, rolling elbow.
A nice release German suplex.
What a sequence of maneuvers.
Oh, wait a that's a Brohemoth.
What is Brohemoth doing out here?
And he just wiped out KC Warr here on the floor.
Causing distraction.
A rear naked choke by Enrico. And now clasping Around the waist of Brandon St. James. Brandon's fading.
He's choking him out.
Referee. That's it. Choking out Brandon St. James. But what is the Brohemoth?
There's more to this story, Eamon.
Raising the hand of Gianni Emricko. Something's in the water here between these two. And now Brohemoth now putting the boots in after the matchup.
And this monster is clearly on some sort of mission.
Oh wait, KC Warr with a steel equalizer. Going to send Enrico and Brohemoth running.
One thing's for sure, Eamon, I don't think we've seen the last of this story.
Absolutely not. Gianni Enrico, your winner. And we will be back with more action here on VCW Finish Line.
Back here with VCW, I'm Toddy Tondera, and I'm next to a very hungry grizzly bear in Brohemoth. Do you have something to say, bro?
I came back to VCW because GME said he needed a heavy hitter to capture the VCW tag titles. Fourth Line, you unfortunately get to be the first victims of this road to domination. So I ain't sorry for you, I just wish it was somebody bigger. Who's next?
Fresh from the penalty box is the Fourth Line, and from what I understand, they have more than blood on their mind tonight. How are you feeling, KC?
I'm not gonna stand for this disrespect. The Fourth Line doesn't stand for this level of disrespect. We got the call up to VCW, and we mean business. And it's nothing from unfiltered violence from here on out. Brohemoth, get some.
That's right. It's been a while. I'm back. I'm breaking everything. I'm gonna drink his blood! Yeah. Let's go! Right now!
KC Warr coming in, charging right at the Brohemoth. I gotta imagine KC Warr fuming over the attack last week here on Finish Line that the Brohemoth dished out.
Payback is hell, and payback is coming in the form of KC Warr.
Oh, the massive Brohemoth. Leap over the Muay Thai technician, leaping over Brohemoth. Impressive drop kick, able to rock the big man, but not enough to take him down.
Not enough contact made, but he did that time. One thing we know for sure is Warr can throw those hands.
Oh, big running knee strike. Typically charging out with a bolt. Oh no, Brohemoth sending him face first into the mat. Interesting words by Brohemoth. I mean, we had questions as to the connection with him and Gianni Enrico last week on Finish Line, but it seems that Gianni has equipped Brohemoth.
A mercenary, a hired hitman.
And it seems as though they have their eyes on the VCW Tag Team Championships. And that could be quite the unit that we haven't witnessed before here in VCW. But now KC Warr in worse for wear here in the corner. Oh, those clubbering blows by Brohemoth.
Not only is Brohemoth a mercenary, he's a remorseless mercenary, the high and heavy, over in the boom.
Slightly lackadaisical cover there though by Brohemoth. You can tell when somebody has that size, when someone has that power and they know it, all the confidence in the world to dish out as much damage as possible. And now, God, another clubbering blow.
We may not have all the answers, Eamon, but we have enough to know that Brohemoth is here to make an impact, here to make a statement.
But KC Warr fighting up from underneath with those shots to the gut. Oh, and what a boot! I don't know what size that shoe is of Brohemoth, but it just went right into the jaw of KC Warr, and it cannot feel good.
You know what you can call that boot, Eamon? You can call it effective.
And now, goozling KC Warr here by the throat. Oh! KC Warr was prepared to be sent down into the mat, but able to explode out with that drop kick, at least get some distance under him.
You can tell that KC Warr is fighting with a sense of urgency here. He knows how dangerous Brohemoth is.
Trying for this Bulldog again. This time he hits it! And could this be exactly what KC Warr needs to pull out an upset here?
And also get that measure of revenge.
Boot for Brohemoth's troubles. And able to take the big man down. The striking game of KC Warr might be unmatched here in Victory Championship Wrestling. Oh, and a running knee strike. And Brohemoth, super kick by KC Warr. This could be the opening that he needs. Oh, Brohemoth snatching KC Warr up.
That quick, that impactful, Brohemoth shut it down.
Oh wait, Brandon St. James on the apron. I mean, he's got to also be looking for a bit of revenge. It was the match with Gianni that Brandon was caught. Wait,
out! Shoulders down!
KC Warr stealing the victory from the Brohemoth. Oh, wait a minute.
No remorse and no mercy from Brohemoth.
Brohemoth not going to let that lie. But Brandon St. James luckily coming to KC Warr's aid. What are they going to try to do here with the big man? Double team. Oh, wait, look at Gianni. Gianni from behind.
Blindsiding the fourth line here. This entire situation based on the sneak attack, the Pearl Harbor job.
And a bit of deja vu from last week here on Finish Line. The Italian strongman and the Brohemoth standing tall over the fourth line.
The hired muscle for the Italian strongman earning his money this week.
An all-out assault. But we have more action to come on VCW Finish Line. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Well, hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And you know, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct.
Yes.
And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Vroom, vroom.
We are back here on VCW Finish Line, and quite the collision course that Jayce Carr is about to be on as he goes head-to-head with former VCW heavyweight champion, the Beastman.
You know, we've seen Eamon that Jayce Carr really trying to spark his career, and it's the way he can do it here. You take out a former VCW heavyweight champion.
When it comes to the rankings here of top contenders, if you can beat Beastman here, that's a great way to plug your name into the top of the leaderboard. Oh no! These two just gonna exchange blows here. Yeah, I would not want to go fisticuffs with somebody like the Beastman. Oh man!
I wonder how Jayce Carr is going to drive if he doesn't have any eyes left.
Jayce Carr with mixed success here on Finish Line in the past. He has gained some victories, but I gotta say the biggest challenge of his young career here against the Beastman, and now just biting, taking chunks out of the skull
Fish
of Jayce Carr.
Eyes, nasty, nasty, nasty.
And now ripping his nails into that designer driving suit of Jayce Carr. Beastman, unrelenting here in the ring as always. Oh, and those clubbering shots. It's like a woolly mammoth.
You know, usually Jayce Carr is full throttle, full speed, but he's not going anywhere right now because he's being bulldozed in the corner.
Across the ring and come charging again. High-speed collision. And again, biting at the skull of Jayce Carr.
Jayce Carr looks like he took a sharp left onto Dream Street because I'm not sure he knows where he is.
Jayce Karr may be first with many a race car, but this is a monster truck that he is squaring off in the ring against.
Yeah, Jayce Karr may need a hearse after all of this.
That point. Jayce now, ooh, nice shot right to the kidneys of Beastman. That's, I would say, your best bet. Oh my God. Jayce Karr is just wobbly here. Another blow. Out Jayce Karr is still standing. I can't believe it. Big clothesline.
Well, he wasn't standing for long, Eamon, I'll tell you that.
Jayce Karr now out to the floor. No, he's thinking better. He's
putting the helmet on. That's smart.
Oh! Going off for a little bit of a ride. I mean, he didn't need the helmet. He needed protection. And now just heading to the back.
Eamon, what the hell just happened?
God forbid if I know. Don't ask me. And that's a 10 count. Beastman, you're victor, because Jayce Karr just want to get the hell out of Dodge, and I don't blame him.
Well, Jayce Karr just zipped the hell out of here.
Beastman, you're victor here tonight on Finish Line. Wait a second. Marcus, what does he have a vacuum for? Oh my God! Trying to sneak attack here on the Beastman and sending Marcus Twist running. Marcus Twist seemingly challenging the Beastman here.
He had a damn vacuum. What the hell is going on here, Eamon?
I have no clue. We got to get things in order here. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more Finish Line.
Tag bout.
And I love this song. It's my favorite one. Don't you ever forget it.
We're back here on Finish Line in tag team action for the VCW Tag Team Championship #1 contendership. And this has been quite the grudge that's been brewing between Brohemoth, Gianni, Michael, Enrico, and the fourth line, Jim.
Yeah, we've seen this week after week. Finally, the fourth line getting some chance at revenge here. Pair of boots sent everybody careening across the ring.
I think this is the only opportunity for Brandon St. James and KC Warr to get that revenge, as you mentioned, because of the fact that it's 2-on-2. It's, you know, the lines are clearly drawn, so to speak. You don't have Brohemoth, you don't have Gianni, you know, attacking anyone from behind, somebody's back. But also high stakes here with the VCW Tag Team title shot on the line as well. The Wayward Sons have to be watching very closely. Cover. Only 2.
And what a measure of revenge it would be for the fourth line to deny Brohemoth and Gianni, Michael, Enrico the opportunity to get a shot at those titles after we've seen the fourth line be assaulted by Brohemoth and Enrico.
Big clothesline by Gianni takes down KC Warr. I mean, that was Brohemoth and Gianni's mission from the offset. We've heard it from them. The tag titles are in their sights. And so, like you mentioned, Jim, if the fourth line can put a roadblock in between them and those tag team championships, there's nothing sweeter than that kind of revenge. As now Gianni choking KC Warr in the corner. Brandon St. James trying to get in there, but he's only hurting his partner more than helping.
And you do not want to be boxed in the corner with a grizzly bear like Brohemoth away on you.
Massive scoop slam there. I gotta say, one of the most powerful individuals in all of Victory Championship Wrestling has to be. And what a leg drop there, cover. And the kick out in wrestling is normally hard, but that giant leg of Brohemoth right across your chest. KC Warr had to, you know, have a lot in him to power out of that kick out.
And what makes Brohemoth such a special athlete is he is so damn big, yet so damn agile.
And now tag back into Gianni. Quick tags, cutting the ring in half. They're going to try to pick apart a KC Warr in every way that they can.
You notice that Gianni positioning himself between the members of the fourth line to make a tag in this exchange that much more difficult. At no point has KC Warr had a clear path to St. James.
Gianni going to exploit that 5 count by our referee to his full advantage.
As I've said before, the only chink in the armor of Gianni, Michael, Enrico might be just how arrogant and how obnoxious he can be. But when it comes to in-ring skill, Enrico is a true prodigy in the wrestling business.
Oh, big headbutt there by Brohemoth. KC Warr, that Muay Thai background that he loves to implement in his style in the ring. He's really not being able to showcase it here in this position. Oh, wait! Gianni had the boot up looking for KC Warr, but Brohemoth got it instead. And a running knee strike by KC Warr.
Warr was like a kamikaze there, sacrificed his body to inflict some damage, but can he make the tag? And he does.
Brandon St. James, and he is fresh in this matchup. Big clothesline. Follows it with another. Gianni rocked. Nice diving uppercut.
The fourth line are so unorthodox, it's really difficult for opponents to truly prepare for their unique offensive assault.
Oh, but now with Brohemoth up to his feet. Super kick. Rocks the big man, but doesn't take him off his feet.
St. James is going to have to stick and move here. Going to have to keep it rolling.
DDT! Spikes Brohemoth right on the top of his head, and Brandon St. James is feeling it. Question is he taking maybe a little too long to capitalize here? He's eyeing up Gianni for something big. Gianni slowly but surely making his way up to his feet, and Brandon St. James is waiting.
Enrico may regret the cheap shots and the blindside attacks here.
Oh wait, Brohemoth taking out KC Warr.
And speaking of the blindside, they're doing it again.
The distraction. Oh, and there's that rear naked choke again. This has already put away Brandon St. James once. And it looks like it might be doing it again. Brandon fading.
Enrico has the body lock. Nowhere for St. James to go.
And again, Gianni, Michael, Enrico puts down Brandon St. James, and we have new #1 contenders for the VCW Tag Team Championships. If I'm the Wayward Sons, I got to be looking at these two very, very seriously.
No doubt about it. Eamon, the Tag Team Championships could be in some serious jeopardy.
The tag team titles on the line at Victory in the Valley. You're not going to want to miss that, but we will be right back with more action here on Finish Line.
Well, hello, friends. I'm Drunken in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And, Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. Yes. And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Oh, here we are again, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Get loud, let's go! Take it out!
Tag team action here on Finish Line as the Wayward Sons, the VCW Tag Team Champions, going head-to-head with Lumberjack Larson and Clayton King. Last time Clayton King was in tag team action here on Finish Line, kind of abandoned Terry the Drunken Luchador, hung him out to dry. Hopefully maybe a different pace and a change of partner here in Lumberjack Larson.
Yeah, Clayton was not too eager to get in there with the Wayward Sons.
Garrett Lee with a big clothesline, and you got to think the Wayward Sons almost trying to test themselves in this non-title matchup, ready for Victory in the Valley. Big pay-per-view matchup as they defend the tag team titles against Gianni, Michael, Enrico, and the Brohemoth.
Lumberjack Larson is all out of sorts, Eamon. I'm not sure he knows where he's at right now.
And nice!
I can tell you where he's at. He's back on the canvas, hooked away.
Kick out at 2. Quite the bit of power there by Garrett Lee to muscle over someone much larger in Lumberjack Larson. And now big tag in to Jeremy Jacobs. So, Clayton King again. What is this man thinking? You realize you gotta get in the ring. You gotta scrap a little bit if you want a victory. Wait now, Gavin Jacobs charging in the corner. Wayward Sons, double team offense. Garrett Lee springing up. Gavin Jacobs with the spine buster.
Good night.
And a kick out at 2 by Lumberjack Larson.
You gotta give him credit there.
Still able to fight.
He's tenacious. He's fighting it alone because Clayton King hightailed it out of here.
I mean, at this point, why would anyone find themselves with Clayton King at this point? Clayton King, no team-like behavior. Big neck breaker there by Lumberjack Larson. Hook of the leg. And again a kick out. I mean, Lumberjack Larson coming up of, in the VCW Wrestling Academy, getting the licks in, is still fighting here against the VCW Tag Team Champions 2-on-1. That's very impressive.
He's got guts, Eamon, I'm going to tell you that. He knows he's going it alone, and he's not going to stay down, but he may be put down by the Tag Team Champions. Excuse me, go ahead.
Quick tags, I was going to say, by the Wayward Sons here. Now Gavin Jacobs back in. Big back elbow rocking Lumberjack Larson. And now Gavin Jacobs back in for a cover. Still able to fight out.
Hey, man, I think the Wayward Sons may be trying to give Larson an opportunity to get out of this one because they're going for those very frequent covers.
And the power of Gavin Jacobs muscling Lumberjack Larson with ease as now Garrett Lee looking to finish the jump with that signature senton. Cover, hook of the leg, and that is it. The Wayward Sons picking up the victory, and they are right on the path to victory in the Valley. VCW Tag Team Championships on the line. If I'm Brohemoth, if I'm Gianni, Michael, Enrico, I got to be looking very, very closely at their challengers here.
The Wayward Sons are ready, and they are coming to pay-per-view.
Wait a second! Come on! Another sneak attack by Brohemoth and Emricko. This is ridiculous at this point.
Like a bunch of vultures. They were just laying in wait. Snakes in the grass.
And Brohemoth and Emricko, they may be holding those titles, but they got to win them at Victory in the Valley.
Could that be a preview of our next pay-per-view? That visual right there.
Brohemoth, Emricko getting the better of the Wayward Sons.
It's time, VCW. Tag champs coming in.
We are about to be underway with the VCW Tag Team Championship matchup. This is quite the test for the Wayward Sons. I would argue their biggest test so far as Tag Team Champions.
And Eamon, one of the biggest matches we've seen here on Finish Line. Good call. Let's re-intro that right after ring the bell.
And we are about to be underway with this VCW Tag Team Championship matchup. Jim, I got to argue that this might be the biggest test for the Wayward Sons. Brohemoth getting the jump in.
And the Wayward Sons can't even get out of the blocks. They got absolutely waffled before this thing got started.
Brohemoth and Gianni, Michael, Enrico getting this title match after winning the contendership against the Fourth Line on Finish Line. And I gotta say, this duo, Brohemoth and Gianni Enrico, wait, quick cover, this could be it already. Only two. This duo of Brohemoth and Enrico, not something on paper you would imagine, but has to be one of the most successful duos as of late. They have been getting the jump on just about everyone in their short run here in VCW.
They've been running roughshod all over the place here in Victory Championship Wrestling. The Italian strongman Gianni, Michael, Enrico, as we've talked about over the weeks here, Gianni is considered a thoroughbred, a true natural in the wrestling business, but that doesn't stop him from taking any and all shortcuts, including hiring that remorseless mercenary on the apron.
Going to work down here on Garrett Lee, the smaller of the two. Also the slightly least experience of the two members of the Wayward Sons. We've talked about their history. These two actually formed, in training camp to, Gavin Jacobs, in many ways, training Garrett Lee, bringing him up in the business, and then having this, newfound friendship that transpired into one of the most successful tag teams in the area.
Absolutely, the Wayward Sons, one of the most cohesive, if not the most cohesive tag team in the tri-state area. But right now, they are just being steamrolled, absolutely bull rushed.
And now Gianni again joining in with Brohemoth here on those boots. When you're a new tag team, that's coming up in the wrestling business, it's so much harder than when you're just starting out as a singles competitor, because that teamwork, that synchronicity, that ability to, communicate with one another and get a game plan going on the fly, is so vital. And Gianni and Brohemoth consistently have been on the same page.
Yeah, it's almost like those two just organically fit together as a team.
And now Garrett Lee trying to work his way back up. Garrett Lee's a fighter. He's not going to take no for an answer. He's not going to, just take abuse lying down. Gianni now snatching up Garrett. Snap suplex.
Textbook, and that's what I'm saying. Gianni here covered. The Italian strongman can do it by the book. So precise inside the ring ropes.
And the way he nailed that snap suplex, floated right over into that cover. Very smart wrestler in that regard, but maybe taking a little too long to get Garrett, his win back.
Well, the arrogance of Gianni Enrico may be the only flaw in his game, but certainly not any of his physical tools.
Garrett needing to make a desperate tack here to Gavin Jacobs, but Gianni seeing it and realizing that cannot happen. Big enziguri. And that might have just wiped out Gianni right there. He is laid out.
The Italian strongman may not be seeing stars. He may be seeing rigatonis and lasagna circling around his head because he doesn't know where he's at.
Attacking with Gavin Jacobs. Going in on Brohemoth here. Big clotheslines.
Look out.
Blockbuster!
What power.
There is not a lot of... But I think Brohemoth had the referee. He didn't see the tag by Gavin Jacobs. An unforced error there.
Yeah, referee George Ross was in a rough spot. If you don't see it, you can't call it. He's enforcing the rules here, but again, that doesn't stop Gianni and Brohemoth from exploiting the rule book.
Now working down on that ankle here is Gianni. Garrett Lee, known for that diving senton. Very smart to try to, pick apart one of those legs and maybe disassociate him from going to the air. Brohemoth, though, coming in from behind. How do you deal with somebody the size of Brohemoth? Well, maybe like that.
Off the back door went Garrett Lee, and in comes Gavin Jacobs.
Wiping out Brohemoth, taking him to the outside.
Woodbridge, very resourceful. He's got the Italian strongman hooked up.
Big slam there. And now this could be it.
Does Garrett Lee have enough left to hit that senton?
Look at Gavin disposing of Brohemoth. There it is! Senton onto Enrico cover. And a successful night and another retaining of the tag team titles for the Wayward Sons. Gavin Jacobs, Garrett Lee, still your VCW tag team champions. A tough fight from Brohemoth, from Enrico. But Gavin Jacobs and Garrett Lee still standing tall.
The Wayward Sons, still your VCW tag team champions.
Well, hello, friends. I'm your pal in the mainstream media.
And I'm the Riz.
And Riz, it takes years of strenuous, dedicated training before you're worthy to step inside a professional wrestling ring. But it takes even more time to develop complex, highly astute opinions about professional wrestling. Am I right?
That is correct. And you know where we can find that?
Yes.
On the Wrestling Mayhem.
That's right.
Polsky Devil Felix Cause likes to talk about serving kielbasa and ruining people's lives. You want to get in my face because I wanted to enforce copyright and trademark laws and make sure you didn't infringe on Paul McCartney's birthday song? Well, guess what? You might serve up sausage, but I'm serving up a dish of justice cold.
What happens when a middle-aged lawyer with an emo haircut shows up to a birthday party he's not invited to? He crashes it! Lawless, I already cost you your match against CeeLo, but the VCW brass has given me the greatest birthday gift of all time. You and me, one-on-one. I'm gonna continue my 2024 undefeated streak. Copyright that.
And we are about to be underway with, Jim, what I might call one of the weirdest grudge matches we've ever seen in Victory Championship Wrestling, but it is a grudge match, to say the least.
Listen, Andrew Payton, there's a lot of things that happen in professional wrestling, but wasting cake should never be
As a slightly trying to be reformed fatty, I agree completely. David Lawless.
You look great, Andrew.
Oh, well, thank you.
You look much better than David Lawless with his stupid face and his stupid mustache and his stupid knee brace.
That's not hard. But
and his stupid haircut and his stupid boots and his trunks.
And Felix Cause feeling it. He's some interesting boots there, and he's using them to dance here in this ring. But Felix Cause enraged after David Lawless, taking this polite moment that he was giving to a fan to celebrate their birthday and shoving birthday cake in the face of Felix Cause. Getting Lawless all out of sorts here in the early going into this matchup, but also Felix Cause on a recent episode of Finish Line costing David Lawless a matchup against Master CeeLo. So Lawless, the vengeful person that he is, has to be having that in his mind. Chop there in the corner, but Felix Cause, look at Cause just absorbing those chops from the gavel. Oh, Lawless. Cause able to take him out. Felix
Cause might be my new favorite wrestler.
Quite impressive as we've seen in recent weeks. Cause now with hold of Lawless. Slam.
Bottom drops out. Felix let gravity do the work right there.
And now off into the ropes goes Cause, staying right on top of Lawless. Cross body block. Only two. I mean, you see the accordion, you see the dancing, you see the sort of eccentricness of Felix Cause, but he's bringing it in that ring. Oh. Having Lawless goose. Oh, and Lawless going right to the eyes.
That'll cut anybody off. You can't see, you can't fight, and Lawless lowered the boom. Hate him or hate him, Lawless is a fungus on professional wrestling, but he's always very talented.
Big neck breaker there. Felix Cause gonna follow with a leg drop.
Beautiful vertical leap, maximize the impact, lateral press. Not enough body-on-body contact that time.
Lawless, I think maybe underestimating Cause to a certain extent here. Oh, God. Now just driving a boot right into that shoulder, and now...
I don't know if Lawless was trying to dance or was having a seizure. I'm not sure.
I think Cause did it much better, to say the least. But Cause trying to fight back up from the bottom.
Two-step, but it's not exactly the gavel strong suit.
But Cause, repeated body blows, and again to the eyes, this time driving the thumbs.
The referee may want to consider a disqualification right there. That was blatant.
You would think, of all people, a lawyer would have a better understanding or respect for the rules, but I mean, now that I think about it, it's kind of par for the course. Lawless.
Never underestimate how low Lawless will sink.
Now back again up into the corner, big body blows.
That's okay, let's see full option fly.
Has Qunn set up on the top turnbuckle. This could be a very precarious position.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
And now. Oh, Lawless. Maybe gonna bend Qunn up like his famous accordion. Possibly thinking superplex, but Qunn's able to block. Very nicely done. Oh, sends Lawless face first down into the mat. And now Qunn.
That's one way to rearrange some facial features. Look.
Oh, what a headbutt there. Cranium meets cranium, and it lays out both competitors in this matchup. As we're in quite a bit of a standstill, Qunn, can he use this momentum, build upon it, and put away the gavel? Clothesline by Qunn.
He exploded out of the corner, building on the momentum.
Ooh, there's that running Yakuza kick.
Felix is feeling it.
Charging in the corner, big forearm shot, goes straight out of the apron. And that crazed look in the eyes of Qunn, big splash.
Slingshot.
Maybe not the best cover on the shoulders there by Felix Qunn, but when you build that momentum, when you have that string of maneuvers, you just try to get the pinfall the best way that you can.
Yeah, certainly with someone the caliber of David Lawless, if you have a chance for the victory, you have to take it.
Back in for that choke slam. No. Oh, Lawless goes right to the knee. Back off the ropes. Oh! There's that signature bulldog down to the back. And
Nasty
this could be
impact. Very nasty.
No! And David Lawless is shocked, as so am I. Lawless not able to finish the job here.
Gavel showing some frustration. That's very rare, but that shows you how tough of a test Qunn has been so far.
Big elbows. Has a hold. Choke slam. Nails him with it. No! Only 2, but that was 2 7/8. Qunn cannot get frustrated here. That was almost an upset victory from Felix Qunn.
And now it's Felix Qunn asking himself, what is it going to take?
Oh, Lawless tripping the legs.
Oh no, come on, damn it.
Out of the view of the referee, but Qunn able to get a shoulder up.
Like a true ambulance chaser, Lawless trying to exploit the advantage and steal one here.
Qunn has Lawless hooked. Gets him.
Hooks that leg.
And that is it. Felix Qunn puts down the gavel. And what a victory for Felix Qunn that he can be proud of. I gotta think, with a win like that, he might just shoot up the ranks here in VCW.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
Come on, let's go.
Well, we're kicking things off here at Finish Line in an intense way as the VCW Heavyweight Champion Patrick Hayes just got the jump on Terry the Drunken Luchador.
And clearly Hayes is still incensed about what we've seen take place on this program.
Impromptu matchup here. And what you are referring to, Jim, is that upset victory by Colton Quinn impromptu matchup from last week's Finish Line where Patrick Hayes got embarrassed by the young up-and-coming Colton Quinn. Hayes is going to take out all that anger, all that frustration out on Terry, and it's just going to inflict a punishment. He's visualizing Colton Quinn right now.
Hayes has lost it.
I mean, that's a common occurrence for Patrick Hayes, but even more than before, Patrick Hayes, I don't think I've ever seen him as embarrassed as he was last week by Colton Quinn. Look at this.
Hayes is going to try to end the career of Terry before it ever gets started.
Oh, God. Size him up. Great buster right in the center of the ring.
And this is clearly more than enough here. Let's get this over with before Terry gets hurt.
Come on! Patrick Hayes is just going to...
Totally uncalled for, Eamon.
Just going to take every moment and savor it.
Well, this is disgusting.
It's absolutely beyond the pale what any wrestler should be doing in this ring. Again, has Terry again with the brain buster. And, oh, look at this. Hayes with a cover. Patrick Hayes, your winner here against Terry, the Drunken Luchador. But Patrick Hayes, your VCW heavyweight champion, still has that loss to Colton Quinn. Oh, come on!
No, come on. We need help. Help, somebody.
Somebody get some help out here for Terry. This is ridiculous.
Colton Quinn? You want to embarrass me? You want to take away my precious sleep? I've been 7 days. All I'm thinking about is revenge. And Colton Quinn, you come out to the victory. Championship wrestling, heavyweight champion. Then you're in for an asshole just like this.
Utterly disgusting.
And you can already see the welts on the back.
Someone get some help for Terry. I mean, this is not the way we wanted to kick off things this week on Finish Line, but...
The champion has lost it. That's him. He's gone.
Absolutely gone. Patrick Hayes, your VCW heavyweight champion.